to what is up, badasses? I want you to imagine for a moment how amazing would it feel to be engaging in an activity that you feel in your heart, that you desire to be doing so deeply, and you feel total peace, total ease, total freedom. You're so present in the activity that you're doing that you're not weighed down or bogged down by the thoughts of anxiety or worry or fear or thinking about what you could be doing or what you should be doing or who's going to think what about what it is that you're doing. And I want you to feel just for a moment, if you take a deep breath and connect in, how amazing would it feel to be at true and utter and total peace and not give a flying fuck about anything that anyone's thinking about what you're doing. That is what we're going to be talking about today. Today I'm going to be talking to you about 3 steps to actually ditch and break free from the guilt of putting yourself first. And believe me, I get it. I am part Italian and I am very tuned into what we would call the Italian guilt, right? The guilt that I felt for years when I was people pleasing and when I decided to choose me and do things for me, I was so fearful of what are they going to think? What is my family going to say? Am I going to still be cared for? Am I going to be loved? Am I going to get the Italian X? What I have to say to you is no more, my friend. I now know. I learned how to put myself first guilt-free. And so if you're feeling like you don't even know how to do that, you don't even know where to begin, you are in the right place. I can't wait to go dive deep on this topic with you. But before I do, I want to welcome you back to my channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're new here, welcome. If you're back here, thank you for coming back. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Erin Bogdan. I am a confidence and authenticity coach, and I help you become your most confident, most capable, most authentic as fuck badass self and really claim your worth, unleash your power, and step into your most confident, authentic self. And my goal here is to inspire you to do that through the content, through the videos that I'm sharing. So welcome back. And if this video resonates with you, please like it, share it, subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to get into the juiciness of what we're going to be talking about today. So step 1 is number 1, I had to understand, this is what I coach my clients through as well, you have to understand it is not your job to please other people. You were not born to please others. And when you realize that, there is a sense of freedom that opens up within you. There is this sense of freedom and power, and you making the decision and the understanding and the awareness that it's actually not my job to please other people. And when you start to become aware of the decisions that you're making in your life, are you making them from a place of something that you truly desire to do, that action, or is it coming from a place to please another person? If it's coming from the place of purely seeking to placate or please another person, the short answer is to stop it, and to actually say yes to you and to start to declare and feel into what would feel good to me. What action am I being actually authentically guided to take? What's aligned and what feels good to me, and start saying yes to me. So we haven't talked about how to do that in terms of removing the guilt, but step 1 is to, first of all, before you can even take action for you, you need to realize it's not your job to please other people. I can't stress this enough. Step number 2 is you have to acknowledge that your needs, your desires, your feelings, they matter too. They're important too. And when you say no to someone else, I want you to hear this. When you say no to someone else, you are inadvertently saying yes to you. And what happens is you start to, again, that opens up this freedom of, okay, am I saying yes to me? Am I choosing me? And in that process of choosing me, I'm no longer abandoning yourself. Would you rather say yes to you and stop abandoning what feels authentically for you? Or do you desire to abandon you and say yes to someone else? Now, I can tell you, when you abandon yourself to say yes to someone else, maybe you're placating that person and maybe you're not experiencing some level of guilt, but what you're doing is actually betraying yourself and building up this lack of trust and this lack of it's compounding the fact that you're learning that you can't trust you because you're betraying and abandoning yourself. And so understanding that you're taking your power back when you are actually saying yes to you and saying no inadvertently to someone else. And that is so freeing and so powerful. And while that might take the form of saying no outright, it may also come into this place of compromising. And this is going to lead us into step number 3, is that you need to actually start articulating and vocalizing what are your needs and what would feel good to you. So here's an example. My sister's visiting this Friday, and we've been aware of this date for about a month. We're going to be doing a meditation event together that we're attending, and she really wanted to see my daughter, her niece Savannah, and we were talking about just yesterday about the timing and logistics and getting together. And she lives about an hour away. We don't get to see her that often. So when she comes in, we like to, spend the time that we can. And she vocalized to me that she would like to see Savannah. And I'm just thinking in my mind, if I have things that need to happen that day, Friday, and how can I squeeze in like a 2-hour period to have her see Savannah, have my needs met, and juggling all the things that need to happen. And so when I sat with and felt, I actually just truly want to spend time with my sister. We haven't had sister time in quite some time. And I realized that I could just go along with what she was saying, what she was sharing, what her vision was for the day. Or I could stand up and say, you know what? I actually would prefer if we just spend time together. I'm really feeling this deep need to connect to you. We haven't connected for some time on a one-on-one level, and I would just feel really good, and that would feel really nourishing to me, and I would just be so happy if we were able to do that. And so that is about vocalizing what is your need. And when you start to vocalize it, number one, you're expressing what you need, and it becomes easier to create that win-win experience. And in that process also, our fear of not putting ourselves first, our fear of the reason why we say yes to so many people time and time again, it's because we are so deeply afraid of not being loved, not being cared for, not fitting in, not belonging. We're afraid that we're going to be abandoned on some level. And what you have to really ground into is the knowing that if this person truly loves you unconditionally, your decision of whether or not you say yes or say no isn't going to have any impact on whether or not they love you or not. And the fear that we have of disappointing them, it's actually such a bigger disappointment when we disappoint ourselves rather than when we disappoint another person. And grounding into that truth, grounding into that reality of no, actually, I need to choose me. And in choosing me, it's like that decision of like, wow, yes, this feels so good to act on the desire that I have. And it feels so good to say yes to me, to say yes to what is, what lights me up and what excites me. In that saying yes, it's like, how is there any space? How is there any room to even feel guilty when it feels so good to not abandon yourself? And so when you focus on how peaceful, how calm, how easy, how amazing, how awesome it feels to take care of you and take care of your need, there really is no room for the guilt to even creep in, for the guilt to even be present, because the truth is that guilt is only the inner response that's happening within you. The only one that has these expectations that you're holding over your head is you. Like, sure, there might be the perception of this person wants me to act this way, but the reason that there's this perception that this person wants me to act this way is because we believe that if we don't act that way, we're not going to get love. But when you ground into the fact that if that person's in your life and truly, truly loves you, you're going to get the love regardless. And when you start giving the love to you, that's even more profound. And that projection, that internal response that is fear-based of, well, I can't act this way because I'm afraid I'm not going to get that love. I'm afraid I'm not going to receive that validation, that recognition. When that fear energy is no longer present, you also stop guilting yourself and shaming yourself and making yourself wrong for the choice that you want to make. You start feeling amazing, feeling alive, feeling excited that you're making that choice and doing what feels good to you, that you no longer have to make yourself wrong or shame yourself or say, no, you shouldn't be doing this, because it's like, it feels so good. It feels so amazing. And so, you know, the biggest takeaway is that anytime someone is asking you to do something or posing an opportunity for you to make a decision of whether or not you're going to say yes or no to them, really sitting with and feeling into what feels good to me, what feels aligned, what do I actually want to do, what would make me feel really good. And if you honor that, and if you're truthful with that, and you vocalize that there will be no level of abandonment happening within yourself, and that coming into congruency is just going to feel so good that it doesn't even create the space for the guilt to be there. And one other thing that I'll share around this is, in the form of an example, is imagine for a moment that you made plans with a friend 2 weeks beforehand, and it comes to the day before, the day of that you're meant to get together, and you feel like, I just feel so drained, I just feel so exhausted. Maybe it's a Friday. Maybe you don't feel like, you don't feel like getting together anymore, and you love this person dearly, you care about them, you've been looking forward to this, but you're just not feeling 100%. Maybe it's your time of the month. Maybe, you had a really rough week at work. Maybe you've had people pulling at you and needing various things from you in all different directions, and maybe you just feel like resting. Now, if you decided to go and to betray the feeling that you're feeling, that again is a form of self-betrayal, self-abandonment. But if you had the courage to call your friend and say, I really love you, I really been looking forward to this, I was really excited about this, and I need you to know I'm not feeling 100%, and I want to show up for you in a way that I'm going to be fully present, that I'm going to be able to listen to you, and we're going to be able to connect deeply, and I just feel like I'm not going to be able to do that for you today given the events of the week, and I'm really feeling like I need to honor what I need in this moment. I need to rest, and I want to reschedule. And you just share your heart, and you just share what's present, and you just share what's going on in your body, and you just share what you need. Sure, that person might have a small layer of disappointment because they were looking forward to seeing you, but I will tell you that they will have a whole hell of a lot more of respect for you and communicating and expressing what you need. And in doing that, you're inspiring them to do the same, to say, we have that kind of relationship where I will honor what you need and you can honor what I need if we are able to vocalize those needs. And so the response of the guilt is really just this internal energetic dialogue that's happening that's keep you tied in for the fear of I won't be loved. And when you start giving yourself that love, that fear doesn't even come into your conscious awareness. Doesn't even become a thought anymore when you consistently choose you over time again. And, this isn't a light switch process. It's like flexing a muscle. It takes practice. It takes time. But if you can tune into what you're feeling, tuning into what's present, tuning into what's honest for you, honoring that need, acknowledging it, and then expressing and vocalizing it, it's going to, over time, the guilt is naturally going to fall away because you just know that you have you, and that's the most beautiful relationship that you can have. So I want to leave you with, if you're ready to open up to this luscious, juicy relationship with you where you put yourself first, you take care of you with structures and routine that feel so divinely good, and you do it guilt-free, if you're ready to do that and you just don't know how, and you need some additional coaching to understand what are the blocks, what are the subconscious limiting beliefs that are getting in my way, that are keeping me stuck, that are not allowing me to do this, I want to invite you to book a chat with me. I would absolutely love to get to know you. On that chat, what we'll do is we'll explore where you at, what's keeping you stuck, what's getting in the way from what you actually truly want, where you want to go, and we'll come up with a divine and juicy strategy and plan to get you exactly there. This is not only my journey and my experience, everything that I'm sharing to you is what is my lived experience, how I actually unplugged from giving a flying fuck about what other people think and started putting myself first and not regretting a single moment, a single second of it. And also what I walk my clients through. And the key is that there are subconscious limiting beliefs that get in our way, that keep us stuck, that we've internalized over time, and that we feed ourselves over and over and over again, and perpetuates our stuckness. So if you're ready to break free from that, book a chat with me. If you also haven't gotten my free No BS 6 Steps Guide to remember, reclaim, and radiate all of who you were born to be, you can do that through the description box below. I'm so excited to get to know you. Comment below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was, or what it is that keeps you stuck and keeps you looped in the cycle of the guilt and the shame of putting yourself first. I'd love to know. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. I will talk with you soon.